Perfect.
What is up, guys? It is Resourceful, and today we're going to be doing a pro tips video on how you guys can quickly and effectively increase your accuracy in Season 5 of Creative Destruction. So obviously new season, you guys want, good stats and everything. I'm going to be here to, I'm actually doing a series on this, the pro tips video. Going to have a lot of videos coming out this weekend, and they're all going to be based on how to improve in the game, when it comes to build fights, using shotguns, using sniper rifles, defending against nade spam, full time emitters, flamethrowers, everything. We'll be going through everything, so make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you drop a like on this video if you do enjoy this type of content, so that way I know to continue doing it for you guys. And then make sure notifications are on, so you get all the notifications for all the videos in the future, as well as the live streams. So here we go, guys. My stats right here so far, in squads, I've mostly been focused on squads since the season dropped. So I'm at 12 KD, so 12 defeats to elimination ratio, and then 50% win-loss ratio. So it's pretty good, for the start of the season, with everyone trying so hard and everything. Having a lot of fun this season. So talking about accuracy, guys, basically I'll show you guys my settings first of all, because that's one of the most important things when it comes to actually improving your accuracy. So these settings here, it's not set in stone. You can change it, but most pro players actually go with a lower sensitivity. So the thing is, you want to find a sensitivity that's closest, that feels best for you, most comfortable for you. I wouldn't recommend directly copying anybody's settings, but if you guys would like, you can use my settings here as a guideline and then tweak it to what you feel is best. I'll show you guys how to figure out what's best for you in a moment. Basically, you want the slowest sensitivity. I wish I could turn invites off, but hopefully the invites don't bother you guys too much. To apologize. You want a sensitivity that's not too slow, where you can't track a player who's on a glider, but then you don't want it too fast where you can't precisely aim on a character. So basically, I have a mouse. My mouse is the Logitech G502, so you guys can look at that if you want to know what kind of mouse I use. And I use a really big mouse pad. It basically fills up my entire desk here. Let me see if I can show it to you guys. Oh, I can't, because maybe I can. Let's see. I probably won't be able to. Yeah, this is my mouse here, guys, and my my mouse pad. So you see it's pretty long. So I actually use this whole thing here. So my sensitivity is very low, but let me see if I can fix that. My sensitivity is very low, but basically, if you have a low sensitivity, you're gonna want to use a bigger mouse pad. So okay, can this clear up, please? All right, there we go. Yeah, so you want to try to, when you aim at people, try to use more of your arm instead of just your wrist. I mean, there's different types of players. Some people use their wrist, but for better control, you want to try to use your arm. And if you have a larger mouse pad, it's going to make it a lot easier to do that if you have a slow sensitivity, because basically you just use your arm and try to keep your arm basically lined up with the middle of your screen. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I mean by that. And before I leave the settings here, my mouse DPI is at 850, so 850, and then these are my in-game settings here. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to hop in the training range. Another tip I have for you guys, this is what I did to get a lot better in this game, was basically every single day, right? I'd go to training mode. Okay, this is what I do every single day. I go to training mode. Now, okay, a lot of people don't understand this this aspect here, but they think hey, you're shooting at bots, it's not going to help you improve, right? You think it's better, hey, why not shoot at players, because they're harder to hit, the real players. The reason why you do want to shoot at bots is it's excellent practice, the best way to practice, because the thing when it comes to aiming, it's all muscle memory. It has nothing to do with fighting players. Aiming is all muscle memory, and it's something you want to be able to do without consciously thinking about it. So what you want to be able to do is precisely aim at every pixel on your screen, perfectly. So this is what I do every day for practice, guys. Never change it. I use a pistol. I put the speed at 2x, and I put the range 40 to 50 meters. Now this is an advanced accuracy training session, so if you're new to these type of games, or if your accuracy isn't the best right now, I would recommend maybe putting it at 30 to 40, because the pistol 40 to 50 is pretty hard, and then 2x is difficult as well. I would recommend, for starters, if you're a beginner, or if you're still trying to get comfortable with aiming precisely, or if you're changing your sensitivity, right now, if you're slowing it down from a higher sensitivity, I would recommend starting at 1x, and then maybe start at 20 to 30 meters. So I'll show you guys exactly what I do for training though. I use 2x and then 40 to 50. So a lot of people ask me, hey, why do you do 2x speed for the training? The reason I do 2x is because if you are used to quickly locking onto a target at, you know, who's moving 2 times faster than normal, when they're moving normal speed, like a player, you know, who's running or standing still or even just strafing a little bit, they're going to be extremely easy for you to laser, and that's exactly why my accuracy is as good as it is. Don't get me wrong, it's not easy. It takes a lot of practice. I practice usually in training range about 3 hours a day. I haven't been lately just because all the videos, but yeah, generally that's what I do. I'll practice for 3 hours a day. So muscle memory for me is very good here. So what I do, guys, there's two ways to practice this, right? So one thing you want to do is practice sitting still. So you're going to sit still, and then you're going to try to make sure that the dot is lined up on the character before you fire. So don't shoot too quickly, right? A lot of people, what they do is they shoot too quick, right? So they just shoot like this, you know, and your shots are all missing. You don't want to do that. What I usually do is it's very rare for me to just hold down the mouse button. Nowadays my accuracy is a lot better than when I first started, so occasionally I will hold down the mouse button if someone's standing still and they're loading or something like that, but typically I recommend actually tapping your mouse button. So don't hold it down, make sure that you tap, you know, so you aim at the character and you just tap. So right now I'm talking and stuff, I'm not very focused. I just basically like got on here to record, so my accuracy right now isn't the best, but what I'll do is do a little clip in a second where I'm actually focused, and I'll show you guys how my accuracy is when I'm focusing and not talking. But yeah, I'm basically here just trying to show you guys what you want to do. So another thing, quick tip, is the reticle on your screen. Common problem, this is something I learned playing Call of Duty. I have a lot of Call of Duty experience. What we tend to do, and you might not realize this, but when a character's moving, your eyes will focus on the character who's moving, and your eyes will be following the enemy, but your reticle won't be. What you want to try to do is, you know, this is another muscle memory kind of thing that you're gonna have to get used to, is watch your reticle and make sure your eyes are focused on your reticle, and your reticle is following that player as well. So what I do for this, like without even shooting, before you actually practice here, I recommend just take your reticle and just try and follow the player. Just try to keep this white dot. You see how I'm just tracking him? This will work on your tracking. Just try and keep it on the enemy as long as possible. Okay, just try and keep it on the player as long as possible, like that. And then you could do that for a couple minutes. The longer the better, obviously. So that will help you a lot with your tracking. And then once you do, you know, sitting stationary, the reason sitting still is probably the best way to do it when you're at this range, because when you're sitting still, your your movement on the mouse pad is controlling everything. And what I mean by this is another way to actually quickly increase your accuracy is to actually strafe. So if you do this right, watch. Another thing you could do is you could follow the target by strafing. So you'll strafe, right? So basically what I'm doing here is I'm aiming, right? And let's say it's a little bit harder to keep up with this guy, right? You might see my reticle come off the target a little bit. So what you do is you actually can strafe it back into the target to compensate for whatever mistakes you're making. Like let's say if you're not on target, I'm not perfectly on target, but because I'm strafing into him, I'll strafe right back into the target to keep the dot on him much more easily. You see that? So I'm doing both here. I'm strafing. The strafing is just to compensate if you are overshooting your target or not, you know, keeping up with him fast enough. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna focus a little bit. I'm gonna try to show you guys, you know, a little bit of how my training sessions look when I'm actually focused and I'm just training, you know, and working on my accuracy, and then you guys can do the same thing, and hopefully this helps, guys. All right, here we go. And then another thing, guys, when it comes to using sniper rifles, because you do have to lead your targets when they're moving, make sure that you do change that movement speed from 2x down to 1x. Always do that with the sniper rifles because you need to make sure you can accurately, judge the distance and know how much to lead your target. So never practice with it on 2x because you will miss your shots in regular lobbies when players are just running normally. Now when it comes to the shotguns, I always practice with it on 2x, and then I put the distance at 5 to 10 meters because that's usually the optimal distance for using a pump shotgun. Occasionally I will up the distance, and I'll put it on, up here to 10 to 20. So I do recommend doing both because you will use a pump shotgun for both of those distances. But primarily I practice with 5 to 10 meters at 2x movement speed. Alright guys, so there you have it. I hope you guys did enjoy that video, and make sure that you do subscribe to the channel. Like I said, make sure you turn notifications on. We will be doing an in-depth video of each of these weapons, showing you guys exactly how movement strategies, tactics and things like that, certain ways to push with each of these weapons, how to defend against these weapons, how to be more accurate with all of them, because they all have just a little bit different tricks that you can use when you are using that weapon, when it comes to moving and making sure that you land all of your shots and using the weapons in the correct situation. So you guys do drop a like on the video, put any video suggestions that you guys have in the comment section. I'll make sure that I do get to those as soon as possible. Peace out everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks a lot for watching. See you guys in the next video.